Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May peace, mercy, and blessings be with you all. Welcome back, everyone, to our Ramadan special on the 10 Quranic principles of an ideal community. The fifth Quranic principle of an ideal community is charity, even when poverty is your own lot. Allah Azza wa Jal tells us in the Quran, you will not attain virtue until you spend from that of what you love. Whatever you spend of anything, Allah is indeed all-knowing of it. An important Quranic principle for the preservation of social order is that of charity. Charity helps directly combat social inequity. When we as a community work to take care of the material needs of others, we help to fulfill the basic rights of life for humanity. That is why zakat remains one of the foundations of Islam, where a portion of our wealth does not belong to us, but to the needy who have right over it. Zakat also purges our wealth from sin. Giving in charity is also one of the most effective ways of pulling Allah's mercy towards you. A companion came to the Prophet, peace be upon him, and complained of hunger and distress. Just then, the Prophet, peace be upon him, had nothing in hand or in his home to feed him. He asked the companions around him, would anybody entertain him as a guest tonight on my behalf? One of the Ansar said, O Prophet of Allah, I will do that. The Ansari took the person to his house and instructed his wife, this man is a guest of the Prophet, peace be upon him. We will entertain him as best as we can and won't spare anything in doing so. The wife replied, by Allah, I have got no food in the house except a very little, something just enough for the children. The Ansari said, you lull the children to sleep without feeding them, while I'll sit with the guest over the meager meal. When we start eating, put out the lamp, pretending to set it right, so that the guest may not become aware of my not sharing the meal with him. The scheme worked out nicely, and the whole family, including the children, stayed hungry to enable the guest to eat to his fill. It was over this incident that Allah revealed the verses, they prefer others above themselves, even though poverty has become their lot. Allah revealed verses regarding charity based on the sincere actions of the companions of the Prophet, peace be upon him. We too can become the reason for this revelation if we sincerely give in charity. Charity allows us to get closer to Allah and removes the evil within us. Being consistently charitable combats the effects of greed, gluttony, and the hoarding of wealth. Hoarding of wealth leads to attachment to the wealth, and attachment to the wealth leads to miserliness, a grave spiritual disease that harms both individuals and the society. Today we see the social disease of massive, immense wealth inequality. We have a small group of billionaires who have so much money that they cannot possibly spend it all in their lifetime. While simultaneously, we have poverty and famines of catastrophic levels that can be resolved with wealth redistribution or the sharing of wealth. The Prophet, peace be upon him, warned us that those who do not safeguard themselves from miserliness will be ruined like those before them. It incited them to murder and treating the unlawful as lawful. It is important to emphasize that charity is not a one-time action meant for the public eye. Instead, giving charity should be a perpetual habit that we are meant to give daily on behalf of every joint of our body. Smiling, giving advice, helping the elderly carry their groceries, helping a parent with technology, and basic acts of kindness are all forms of charity. It is a way of life that guides us to our Creator. This beautiful principle is so foundational to the well-being of the individual and the community that Allah promises the believer that those who give alms and give Allah a beautiful loan shall be repaid after increasing it many times, and theirs shall be a generous reward. And Allah has promised that as long as an individual is busy in giving to others, Allah will remain busy in returning the favor to the giver many folds. So give from whatever you have and know that your Lord
will increase you many, many times more.
Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more episodes. Donate generously to Majlis al-Shura Islamic Leadership Council of New York in this blessed month of Ramadan and maximize your reward. Your contributions will help us work together to build a more ideal community.